Chiefs defeated the 49ers in overtime, 25-22. You know, what do you guys think? What about this game? Did it live up to the expectations? It was the
No.
most viewed telecast ever, apparently. So, what do you guys
Over
think?
Overtime made up for the first 25 minutes of that game.
I'm all
Zero
with you.
zero, 0-0 to like 10 minutes into the second, where finally the Niners get a field goal and then a touchdown, 10-3. I mean, we deserved overtime at that point.
Yeah, first quarter I was getting worried, 0-0. I mean, defensive slugfest, got to give props to both teams, but nobody really wants to watch that in the Super Bowl, let's be real. You want people to just light up the scoreboard.
Yeah, yeah, and we
But
got that in the
I
yeah,
fourth
mean,
and
second
overtime.
half, second half
that
it was off
double
to the
pass,
races.
that double pass first touchdown, I thought something was coming. I thought fireworks were going to happen, and then nothing.
Little trick play, little trick play to get things going here. Or I mean, last week we threw out Mahomes goat talk. If he wins this, did you guys see that from him here?
I mean,
Is he on track?
I saw some stats that he needs like 60,000 more passing yards and 4 Super Bowls and a couple hundred touchdowns to even catch Tom Brady. So like
Of course.
with the rings argument, yeah, I guess because he's won the same amount in the same time. But
hmm
stats wise, he's got to keep his pace. I
I
think he
also
can,
saw a
but
comparison. I saw a comparison where it was Brady's, I think, last 4 or 5 years of his career versus Mahomes' past 4 or 5 years that he's played, and they're about equal. And I think that says something as to where he stands in this argument. I mean, is he just going to keep this momentum going through the rest of his career? Brady kept it going until tail
40.
end when he called it quits.
If Mahomes doesn't put up these numbers when he's 40, then he's not catching Brady. I'll tell you that.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. He has to. It's real. What it really comes down to for me is I don't think that rings are everything, especially in a sport like football, because football, less so even than the NBA, is not like it's more the team matters a lot more, and the team can a bad quarterback, not bad, but a good quarterback can win a Super Bowl ring with an elite defense, an elite offensive line, all these things. I mean, Exhibit A, and I'm a Giants fan. Eli Manning is not, a Dan Marino or Aaron Rodgers level of talent, but he has 2 Super Bowls because he had great defenses, great lines. He had great surrounding players. So to me, the whole rings argument as like that being the deciding factor, I don't like. Let's say Mahomes ends up with 5 rings, but he has him on other counting categories because you have to also take the eye test into account.
Mhm.
I think that matters in some ways too because I don't think anybody could really argue that Tom Brady is a more talented quarterback than Mahomes right now.
Yeah, they played very
Yeah, but
differently. I mean, just the style in which they're going to look to pass. I mean, Brady's not looking to throw a 40, 50-yard bomb downfield consistently. That's something Mahomes more looks to do.
if we're looking, even if we're looking at talent, and your argument's just talent, then that number one spot goes to Aaron Rodgers, not Tom Brady.
Aaron
So
Rodgers or
Aaron
Dan
Rodgers,
Marino.
Aaron
There's other
Rodgers would
quarterbacks in.
be Aaron Rodgers would be the goat of quarterbacks if it was based off talent, but it's not.
Yeah,
It's based off numbers, and with the same offensive weapons for a majority of their careers, Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Tom Brady has put up way better stats.
yeah,
Granted, the defense wins him Super Bowls, but
Yeah,
he's also putting up numbers in the Super Bowl. He's getting them into the Super Bowl. Brady also took pay cuts. That's that's going to be a part of it.
it's true too. He
Mahomes'
also
first
played with
five was
multiple
irrelevant.
teams. Played with multiple teams, multiple systems. I mean, he still got it done in Tampa.
So I think numbers do matter. The
I think so
rings,
too.
maybe not, but you have to have the numbers,
they
and
But I
matter
mean,
for
on to
sure.
on to numbers. I mean, Mahomes lit up the scoreboard. He lit up the stat sheet in this past Super Bowl. Went
yeah,
for 333 yards. I mean, that's no small feat.
Yeah,
touchdown, interception with no supporting cast, pretty much. Kelsey had
Basically.
99 yards. I mean,
and we're
Now that you bring up Kelsey too, I mean, we also talked about last week. Will he come back? He said he's back for sure. He wants the three-peat, and you see
yeah,
this. You see him
three
keeping it up for the year
three
coming.
P three P would be good, and if they win this year, then I think he's got to be done. Like
Go out on
he'll tie
top.
Gronk, he'll go out on top. I think that's a good move. He's still gonna be their number one option, unless they draft some stud wide receiver, but they'll have the 32nd pick. I don't see that happening. I don't know if they have the cap space for a trade or trade and sign. So I think Kelsey's still the number one option. He's
I
still going to
agree.
put up yards. That's pretty simple.
You know, the thing to me is about the whole team going for a three-peat and someone like Kelsey. I mean, Kelsey didn't really have a fantastic regular season this year. A lot of people thought, he
Hmm.
was trending downward, and the Chiefs as a whole were trending downward. It seems like they're kind of at the point now where they're very familiar with playing football games in the playoffs. They're very familiar with playing on the road. They might be the type of team that can say, if we can, stay healthy through the regular season and get to the playoffs, once we're there, we're perfectly comfortable. We don't care if we have to play on the road. We can just get there and then we can take it up to another level. Now, is
Yeah.
that really the best thing to do? Probably not. I think if you run into a team that's really hungry and has been taking the whole year very seriously, that could be a problem. But I
Hmm.
mean, it worked for them this year, I think, for the most part, So we'll see what happens. I mean, next year is going to be really interesting. I don't know because there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to be better. I think a lot of people are going to upgrade. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
Next year will be a good test.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. I mean, what did you guys think about the overall spectacle of the game? Did you think like it lived up to the expectations?
I think in the second half, definitely. I was, like I said, I mean, I was worried coming out of the first quarter, 0-0. I was kind of expecting the scoreboard to be lit up by both teams. You got Purdy, Mahomes just going at it. Very
Most
offensively talented teams. But the
the most electric part
defense
of the
showed out.
most electric
Was
part of
it?
the first half was the coin toss.
God.
That was the most
Had
important part.
everyone on the edge of their seats. Yeah. Anybody else? I think that pretty much wraps up the Super Bowl.
Yeah, pretty much. Only two players have caught a pass and played in the Super Bowl touchdown pass and played for the Jets. Cole Hardman's one of them. The other one was when the Jets actually won the Super Bowl.
That's crazy. Well, let's see. Maybe
Many,
the
many
Jets will get
years
it next
ago.
year.
Many, many years ago.
69.
We'll see. Maybe the Jets can do something next year with Rodgers coming back. We'll see. Maybe he won't
That's
tear
going to be fun to see.
something. I don't know. We'll see if he even comes back and he's like as good. He probably won't be.
I think he'll come back.
It'll be tight.
We'll
I don't
see.
know if he's going to be what everyone thinks he's going to be, though. An injury like that never does wonders to a person.
Never. Well, they do have better technology now. Like you look at someone like Kevin Durant, torn Achilles.
Oh,
Comes back
that's
and
assuming Aaron Rodgers is using that better technology.
right. That's true. He did some experimental thing. So, which I don't know why he did that if he didn't
I
even
have
come
no
back.
idea either.
It
He
didn't make
I
probably
have
sense.
he,
no
he
idea.
probably he probably well the Jets were ass. Sorry, not very good. They would have had a chance, but he probably saw where the season was going and wanted to hold himself for next year. I mean, even though he was
Maybe
doing all that experimental stuff, he probably had some actual medicine like going at it too, and it probably wouldn't have been wise. I mean, he was walking and throwing on the field normally with just like a cast on, like an ankle
that's true
brace.
too.
So
He may
like
have been like ready to come back if they were
if
in
In a playoff
contention
if
game or
they
and it
something.
if
was
they needed
looking
to
good.
if they needed to win to be in the wild card, I think he comes back and
Yeah,
plays
I could see that. He may have just kind of taken it easy towards the end of the season. But I don't know. That's going to be another big storyline for
later
the
down
years
the
to
road.
come. Yep.
Yeah.